Okay, we're here with Andre White. Why don't you tell us about yourself, Andre?
Well, my name is Andre. I'm 22. I went to Towson University. I graduated with a bachelor's in business. And that's about it.
What kind of family background do you come from? And also, can you tell us about your employment?
But what do you mean by family background?
Do you mom, brother, siblings?
I live on my own now, but when I was in school, I lived with my mom and my younger brother. I'm currently employed at AT&T as a sales consultant.
Okay, so you consider yourself fairly successful and driven?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Andre, did you vote in the previous presidential election in 2008?
Yes, I did.
And why did you do that? Do you think it was your duty, or just you were bored one day? Why did you decide to vote?
No, I feel like it's, like you said, like my duty or my responsibility. I think back to my 6th grade government class where my teacher told me, when you don't vote, you're just giving your power to somebody else. So that's the way I view it, and I try to vote every time I can.
Do you feel like when you cast your vote, do you feel like your vote counts, or do you feel like you're just a non-issue?
I don't feel like it counts per se, but I don't feel like it's a non-issue. I think it's just me doing my part, no matter how small or big it can make a difference.
Right. And how big of a factor, either positive or negative, do you think race played on the last presidential election?
It probably was a significant factor. Although I think Obama is a good candidate, there are likely a lot of people who voted for him just because he's African American. So,
do you think that would be a positive factor or a negative factor?
I don't think it's.
I mean, obviously for him it's positive.
Yeah, I don't think
for
it's.
the country.
I don't think it's positive or negative. I guess I'm being a little ambiguous with that. I mean, it has. Yeah, I don't think that should be the only reason why he got elected. I think he's a qualified candidate in itself, but it's kind of like being picked on a basketball team just because you're tall. You know, right. Like you could have a lot of skills and a lot of talents that people really don't acknowledge you for just because you're tall.
Right. Now, casting your vote was race a factor for you at all?
No, I did. This is my first presidential election that I voted for, and I did my own research. I watched the presidential debates, and I gravitated more towards the candidate that held similar values and outlooks on life that I did or I had.
Now, you mentioned the presidential debate. Do you, in terms of a presidential election, trust the mass media in the information that they convey, or did you do any research for yourself?
I did research for myself. I mean, you can't. A lot of it was on the internet and watching news articles, but
right.
It's. Even the internet can be considered mass media.
Right.
So it's really hard to say you're doing research without using mass media.
Okay. And knowing the history of African Americans in this country, from slavery all the way to civil rights to even now, what does it mean for you to have an African American as president? Is it a sense of pride, or is it just kind of,
now that I'm older and I've achieved so many things on my own, I don't really feel limited by anything, just because I'm African American.
Right.
But if I was younger and I was looking for a role model or something that can say someone I can look up to that makes me think I can believe I can do anything, then I would say that having a black president would be very significant for me. It would be.
I guess it's a symbol of how
far you can go. Yeah. But as of right now, it's huge that we had our first black president. It is a sign of not only how far as the race has come, but how far America has come over the years.
Right.
So yeah, I guess it's a sense of pride, not just for like African Americans, but for the country itself.
You kind of touched on this before, but I'll just go ahead and ask it again. Do you think Obama was the best choice? Out of, on the other hand, obviously John McCain was in the general election his primary opponent, but as far as in the primary elections, do you think Obama was the best choice for the Democratic Party? That's tough because you may not remember everybody that was in the election.
Wasn't it Hillary Clinton?
Hillary Clinton.
And
that's all I can really remember.
I mean, honestly, it's so long I don't remember. I am Democratic, so I mean, obviously I would think the Democratic Party is the best choice just because they're more about.
Did your ethnicity play any role in what party you chose?
No, I don't think so. I feel like some people need help achieving things in life, and now it's not society's responsibility to do so. But I don't want to feel like I'm inhibiting other people from achieving success, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. You talking mainly about like welfare and things like that?
Yeah.
Okay. In your opinion, how much of an effect do you think timing had on Obama's election? Like, for instance, had the previous president, George Bush, not received such terrible approval ratings, do you think the Republicans would have had a better chance? Like, do you think because Republicans were coming off such a poor perceived president, do you think that played a role in Obama's election?
I would say no, just because at least how I vote for my values and my morals and my beliefs. And if it's not because I didn't like what the last president did. If the last president the last president could have did the same things as
Obama
or whatever, and it wouldn't have affected
Okay.
my decision.